Discover the incredible Lego team, baby puppy Ginger, and friends in 12 heartwarming adventures. In the vibrant suburb of Maplewood, where the air hummed with laughter and the aroma of weekend barbecues wafted through sun-drenched yards, 10-year-old Olivia reigned as the spark of her family's joy. A whirlwind of imagination, she spent hours crafting whimsical worlds from colorful Lego blocks, building castles for knights and cozy homes for creatures. Each colorful piece was a manifestation of her dreams as boundless as the blue sky above. But all that changed when a shadow fell over their once happy home. Her father lost his job at the local manufacturing plant, leaving anxiety to seep into every corner, nullifying laughter and warmth. The absence of her parents' cheerful chaos filled their cozy home with an unsettling silence. Olivia felt the weight of worry press down on her small shoulders. She watched her father's laughter fade into forced smiles, and her mother's long hours searching for a new job turned every night into a solitary echo of desperation. Tears threatened to spill as she would cast a longing glance at her beloved Lego sets. But there was one bright spot: her loyal puppy, Ginger, who reveled in her playful spirit, always ready to cheer Olivia with a wagging tail and a comforting nuzzle. In Ginger's playful eyes, Olivia found the profound truth that love surpasses any material challenge. Inspired by this unwavering bond, Olivia began to build stories. She constructed vibrant Lego adventures where each character mirrored the qualities she craved: courage, compassion, and resilience. Day by day, small miracles unfolded as she crafted 12 captivating tailies, showcasing her family's struggles as grand quests filled with hope and laughter. One glorious Saturday, with a heart full of courage, Olivia set out to share her elaborate narratives during their neighborhood backyard gatherings. Excitement shimmered in the air, inviting families to come together as they bonded over shared laughter and stories. Mr. Thompson, an old veteran with gentle wisdom, sparked joy among delighted kids, and encouraging words from weary adults surrounded Olivia like a warm hug. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. With every story she shared, Olivia saw hope twinkle in her neighbors' eyes. Their cheers, their smiles breathed new energy into her heart. The mood around the gathering shifted, echoing the warmth of community. In the din of clinking laughter and supportive cheers, secrets of strength were discovered: how even the tightest corners held joy through connections. But as the excitement surged, Olivia stumbled upon the local Lego competition announcement. The ultimate challenge awaited, a chance to showcase her creativity. But standing in her way was Jared, the affluent boy whose polished designs set the standard. The thought filled her with anxiety. Would shiny bricks and privilege overshadow her dreams? Amidst the whirlwind of emotions, Olivia remembered the warmth of community she'd touched through her stories. As she dived deeper, she wrestled with self-doubt while her heart raced at the thought of giving up. Would her vision withstand the pressure? With each Lego block she pieced together, she felt the love from her neighbors pouring into her creations, reminding her that true strength lay not in trophies but in connection. In a moment of clarity, just as she placed the final shimmering piece on her dazzling creation, cheers erupted around her. Standing at the brink of a choice, Olivia faced the temptation of conformity versus the freedom of love and resilience. As she held her breath, the burst of excitement in the air hinted the adventure was far from over. How would Olivia choose to reflect the vibrant spirit she had built within? With the last piece securely fastened, Olivia stood back, heart-pounding as she admired her creation. It was an intricate castle, no ordinary structure, but a dazzling fort that sparkled with life. Emerald towers reached for the sky, and flags waved like jubilant banners over the sprawling landscape of her imagination. Around her, neighbors leaned in, eyes wide with admiration. There was a collective gasp, followed by a rush of applause, igniting a hope within her that surged like wildfire. Yet, even with the cheers ringing in her ears, Olivia couldn't shake the gnawing doubt that crept in. What if Jaheja's precision outshined her creativity? He was known for his flawless designs and luxurious materials. As images of his polished projects flickered through her mind, the initial joy of her achievement dimmed. Olivia, that's incredible. Lucy, her best friend, chirped, her eyes gleaming. You should win for sure. Olivia smiled deeper. Thanks, Lucy. But Jared, he's really good, yeah, but this is all you. Lucy gestured broadly to the castle. No one else could build something so full of heart. Those words sparked a flicker of courage. Olivia had built this castle with tales of bravery and love. Each unique aspect told a story, a fragment of her world, her family's struggles, and their triumphs. This was more than just a build. It was an expression of hope in the face of adversity. Gathering her thoughts, she looked at Ginger, who had now trotted up beside her, tail wagging fiercely. He seemed to sense her anxiety, offering a comforting nuzzle against her leg. His unwavering support washed over her, reminding her that it was the connection with others that truly mattered. Suddenly, Olivia's heart swelled with a new resolve. This competition was not just about winning or losing. It was about creativity, community, and embracing her own unique voice. Something no amount of polished bricks could replicate. I'll let my castle tell my story, she whispered to herself, feeling the warmth of determination bloom inside. With a nod to Ginger, Olivia faced her neighbors, who were still buzzing with excitement. You all inspire me, she declared, her voice steady and clear. Let's celebrate every build that comes from our hearts. As applause erupted once more, Olivia stepped into the center, ready to share her idea. She invited her neighbors to the contest, imploring them to join forces, turning competition into collaboration. Let's build together. Let's show Maplewood that creativity flourishes the most when we support one another. Cheers erupted, and laughter mingled in the air, uniting them in a newfound purpose. Olivia felt a wave of warmth wash over her. This was the spirit she longed for. As plans began to sprout, seeds of connection planted in the hearts of her community, Olivia couldn't shake a lingering worry. What would happen when the competition actually unfolded? Would Jared accept her call for unity, or would he stand firmly in the shadows, unwilling to share the spotlight? And most importantly, would her castle shine brightly enough to be seen among the others? In that exhilarating moment, just as the night sky began to darken, Olivia's determination burned brighter than ever. Amidst cheers and laughter, her journey took a daring turn. But uncertainty loomed ahead. With each passing day, would the bonds they forged withstand the trials of competition, or would the shadows creep back in, threatening to dull their sparkle? As the date of the contest approached, Olivia held her breath, excitement and fear swirling within her. Would she find the strength to shine, even in the face of formidable competition? The moment of truth was almost here. The days flew by, each one blending into the next as Olivia prepared for the competition. Her community flourished with ideas, and laughter echoed around her like a joyful melody. Yet deep inside, a quiet storm still rumbled, reminding her of the uneasiness that came with facing Jared. One sunlit afternoon, as the group gathered in the park, Olivia could feel the energy buzzing like bees. The trees danced gently in the breeze, and there was an excitement in the air. She caught whispers of plans and dreams floating around her. Her neighbors were putting their hearts into this build. It was a beautiful sight. "Let's make something that represents all of us," shouted Tom, the cheerful neighbor with bright red sneakers. "A bridge, maybe. It symbolizes connection." Everyone nodded, their eyes shining with inspiration. Olivia felt her heart lift, warming at the notion of collaboration that blossomed before her. As they sketched plans against the arbor, she joined in, scribbling ideas and giving her input alongside her friends. But in the corner of the park, shadows lurked. Jared stood, arms crossed, observing with a pointed stare. He was wrapped in a polished confidence, his team surrounding him with serious expressions. Olivia felt a pang of anxiety. Would they disrupt this moment of unity? "Hey, let's show them what we can do." Lucy nudged Olivia gently, her expression bright and firm. "You've got the heart, just stay true to it." Olivia nodded deep breath. They were creating something special, something that couldn't be replicated. Still, the weight of Jared's gaze felt heavy. A few days later, as they worked late into the evening, Ginger lay at Olivia's feet, a small guardian against her worries. The warm light of the lamppost glowed softly above them, casting comforting shadows around. She marveled at how far they had come together, yet a question lingered. Would it be enough to compete against Jared's pristine approach? That night, Olivia sat alone, staring at her castle under the stars. Its emerald towers sparkled against the deep blue, shining like a beacon of hope. She touched a tiny flag that fluttered in the breeze, recalling the story she had woven into each piece. Those were her true treasures. Suddenly, a soft whimper broke her thoughts. Ginger, sensing her turmoil, nudged her hand with his wet nose. It warmed her heart, reminding her of the true essence of this project: love, connection, and community. As Olivia leaned down to scratch Ginger behind the ears, she knew this moment was significant. Between the fear of competition and the love for her friends, she had to choose courage. "Tomorrow, we reveal our build to Maplewood," she murmured, a mix of hope and uncertainty swirling within her. Just then, she noticed the flicker of lights in the distance, the festival preparations, illuminated by the sunset. Excitement crackled in the air, and her mind raced with images of what awaited. The pain of potential failure began to wane, replaced by the joy of unity. Yet, as the day approached, one thought clung to Olivia's heart. Would their combined efforts truly shine bright enough in the face of Jared's polished vision? As doubts tugged at her mind, determination surged. Tomorrow promised to be pivotal, and she would face whatever it brought. The question remained, would their bonds hold strong when the competition began, or would the strain drive them apart? As she lay down with Ginger curled beside her, Olivia closed her eyes, readying herself for the moment that could change everything. The calm before the storm was palpable. Would their community rise together, or would shadows of competition dim their light? Morning dawned bright and clear, spilling rays of sunshine across Maplewood. Olivia awoke with a start, the excitement and nervousness coiling in her stomach like a spring. She looked down at Ginger, who was still asleep, unaware of the monumental day that lay ahead. She gently pushed herself out of bed and made her way to the window, taking in the vibrant colors of the festival outside. Flags flapped in the gentle breeze, music floated through the air, and the scent of fresh pastries wafted in from the bakery down the street. Today is the day, Ginger, she whispered, a mix of hope and tremor in her voice. After a quick breakfast, she gathered her tools and materials. Each piece represented stories, struggles, and dreams, lessons learned from every late night spent building with her friends. By the time she reached the park, the atmosphere was electric. Families and friends buzzed around booths filled with handmade crafts, while children painted their faces in vivid colors. Olivia's team had set up in a prime location, right under an enormous oak tree, providing shade and comfort. "Olivia, over here." Lucy waved, her smile contagious. The excitement in her voice sparked a fire in Olivia's heart. As they gathered, the team admired their creation, a stunning bridge made from recycled materials, decorated with memories and hopes. Each colorful piece was a testament to the community they had built together. The colors popped against the greens of the park, each hue representing a different voice, a shared dream. "Do you think it looks good enough?" Olivia asked, uncertainty creeping back in. "Are you kidding?" Tom laughed, elbowing her playfully. "This is awesome. Everyone is going to love it." But Olivia nodded slowly, her gaze drifting toward Jared's area. His pristine build gleamed in the sunlight, a flawless structure that looked like it had been crafted by experts. The urge to compare swelled inside her, but she shook it off. "Look at our bridge," she said firmly, turning back to her friends. "It tells a story. It's messy and imperfect, but that's what makes it beautiful." The team nodded, echoing her growing determination. They began to decorate, adding finishing touches and exchanging laughter. Olivia felt the bond among them strengthen, overshadowing her doubts. Just as the festival kicked off in full swing, the bell rang signaling that it was time for the showcase. A hush fell over the crowd, anticipation blending with nervous energy. Olivia's heart raced. "Take a deep breath," Lucy whispered, squeezing Olivia's hand. Olivia took a moment to look at her team, each person with a smile of encouragement. She couldn't imagine doing this without them, their friendship lighting the way through the haze of competition. One by one, teams began showcasing their creations. Jared went first, his polished build earning an impressive round of applause. Olivia felt a tight, not in her chest, but pushed her nerves aside. Then it was their turn. Stepping up to the podium, Olivia felt a rush of warmth. "Our bridge connects, not just the two sides of Maplewood, but the hearts of our community," she began, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. As she spoke, she noticed people nodding, leaning in to listen, and her nervousness melted away. With each story she shared how they worked together, the laughter they had shared, the late nights it felt like the audience was wrapping her in a hug. As Olivia finished, the crowd erupted with cheers and applause. She looked around, seeing the smiles on her friends' faces and feeling a surge of hope. But just as joy washed over her, she caught Jared's disdainful look in the corner of her eye. Could their efforts really shine through? The competition was fierce. Let's see if they can handle the pressure. Jared muttered to his team, arms crossed defiantly. Olivia felt her heartbeat quicken again. This was not over yet. As the competition progressed, the air crackled with tension and excitement. With every applause, doubts crept in. Could they keep the momentum? In that moment, Olivia made a silent vow. She would prove that love and community could outshine any polished facade. With her heart racing, she strode toward the center of the stage again, ready to face the crowd. But as she turned, a shadow fell over her. What was Jared planning next? Olivia stood in the spotlight, adrenaline pumping through her veins. The echo of applause still rang in her ears, but now a chill skittered down her spine as she faced Jared. His smirk cut through the festive atmosphere, and a tightness clawed at her stomach. What did he mean? Just then, the MC called for the next team on stage. The electric energy shifted, and Olivia turned her focus back to her own team. They needed to stay strong. Okay, team, she called out, gathering everyone's attention. We'll show them what we've got. Let's put some life into our display. She clapped her hands together, and the team sprang into action. The crowd watched with eager eyes as they animatedly brought their bridge to life. Laughter filled the air as Lucy started handing out colorful stars, written with positive messages that embodied the spirit of their creation. Olivia watched as people made connections, sharing smiles and laughter. For a second, it felt like the world around them faded, replaced only by the joy radiating from their little area. Just as the bubble of happiness formed, Jared's team began their next showcase. Olivia's heart sank. His polished structure was now adorned with flags that waved dramatically as he touted its engineered perfection. Few in the crowd were caught up in the spectacle, conveniently forgetting the shared stories Olivia had so passionately conveyed moments ago. Look at them, Tom muttered, shaking his head slightly. They're just showing off. Maybe, but we have something special, Olivia replied, her voice resolute. She believed it. But Jared's chaos of brilliance loomed large. With renewed determination, Olivia turned back to her team. Let's create a moment, something they won't forget. Her mind raced as she considered what they could do. Then, an idea blossomed so vividly it made her heart soar. They would bring the bridge to life with a little story. Remember when we had to fix the bridge that fell apart? Olivia started. Her friends nodded, their eyes brightening with recognition. We can do a reenactment. Lucy Jaspine. Right. Oh, and we can have Ginger explain why it's about teamwork. Tom's enthusiasm was contagious, and soon their team was buzzing with ideas, planning a mini-skit that would encapsulate everything they believed in. As they scrambled to prepare, the crowd expressed their excitement. The news of their performance spread like wildfire through the gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for something special, Lucy called out as they took their positions. With a deep breath, Olivia felt like the weight of the world was lifted. They were just a bunch of friends with a simple message, And that was enough. Jared's eyes narrowed as he watched their skit unfold. She caught him scowling, and it only fueled her determination. Olivia took a step forward, ready to share the story of their bridge, the laughter, the struggle, and the triumph of togetherness. Today, we're not just showcasing a bridge. We're showcasing hope. Olivia began, her voice firm and steady. The crowd leaned closer, intrigued. Every piece tells our story, and today is a reminder that even the messiest bridges can connect hearts. As they acted out their roles, the audience erupted into laughter and cheers. The atmosphere charged again, but it felt lighter electric with excitement and unity. Just as Olivia reached the climax of their performance, Jared stepped forward. "Enough of this child's play, Olivia!" he shouted, and the crowd quieted down, shocked by his sudden outburst. "Isn't it time you realize that it's just a game? You think love and community will win this competition? Watch and learn." A gasp echoed through the audience as Olivia's heart dropped. Was he about to sabotage their moment? Every spark of joy from their performance now seemed to hang by a thread. Olivia felt a rush of fear mixed with annoyance. They weren't just playing around, they were sharing something real. With her mind racing and the crowd's eyes locked onto her, Olivia gathered her courage. In that moment, she decided she wouldn't let his words drown out the love they had built together. "Jared, this isn't just a game for us, it's our lives. Our bridge is more than wood and nails. It's a symbol of hope. You can't take that away." As she spoke, the crowd erupted once more, filling her with warmth. But how would Jared react to her challenge? Would he retaliate or crumble under the pressure? The stakes had never felt higher. Olivia stood her ground, heart pounding as she faced Jared. A hush settled over the crowd. Eyes flicking back and forth between them, waiting for what would happen next. The tension was palpable. Jared's expression morphed, a glimmer of something dark flashing across his face. Was it anger, or maybe fear? "You think this is a joke?" he sneered, but his bravado felt shaky. For a split second, Olivia believed she could break through that facade. "I think it's our chance," she said, keeping her voice steady, "to remind everyone what really matters." The murmurs from the crowd began to swell again. The warmth from their earlier cheers pulsed through the air. It felt like a collective heartbeat, pushing Olivia forward. She raised her chin and took a deep breath, courage surging. This was it. "Let's show them how we fix the bridge," Olivia declared. "How? We didn't just build it, we rebuilt each other." Tom nodded, eyes shining. "Yeah, Ginger can lead the way." Lucy adjusted the colorful stars in her hands and shouted, "We believe in teamwork." Olivia didn't know how, but she could feel the tide beginning to turn. Jared's team stood motionless, disbelief painted across their faces. "All right, everyone." Olivia called the chatter. "When this team fell apart, what did we do? Built it back together." The crowd shouted back as if they were all one voice. Fueled by that response, Olivia and her team fell into their skit, recreating the moments of struggle with exaggerated gestures and light-hearted banter. They tackled pretend obstacles, tripping and falling in the most comical ways. Laughter erupted from the audience and flowers of joy bloomed in Olivia's chest. Ginger hopped around, wagging her little tail, barking with excitement. She was the perfect embodiment of their team spirit, a dash of chaos mixed with endless love. The audience couldn't resist. They cheered and clapped with every mishap, every moment of connection. But, instead of retreating, Jared pressed forward. "This isn't over," he hissed, glaring at Olivia. "You can't win with your friendly little games. You think this will make you feel good." "Jared," Olivia said, her tone shifting. "It isn't about winning or losing. It's about the impact we create. Love is stronger than competition." For a moment, silence fell again as eyes met. Olivia felt something simmering in the tension, a combination of hope and uncertainty. Would he give in, see what was happening, or would he push back harder? The crowd buzzed with anticipation. Would they rally behind her, or was Jared's influence too overwhelming? The unexpected questions filled the air like static, thrilling and nerve-wracking. Then, out of nowhere, a ripple of applause began to rise. Lucy started it, followed by Tom. Then the people closed to the stage, and soon it washed over the crowd like a wave. Cheers erupted, drowning out Jared's objections. Olivia beamed her liking through storm cloud. She could barely believe it. In this moment, they were together, forging bonds stronger than any competition could break. Jared's face twisted in frustration, his confidence faltering as the audience turned their backs on him. Just when it seemed he might back down, he leaned into his persona one last time, rallying his own team. "Do you really think this matters? We'll prove you wrong." With that declaration, Jared's team flared to life, preparing their own counterattack. Suddenly, Olivia realized they were still in this fight, an unexpected battle for the hearts of everyone there. Her pulse quickened. What could she do next? Would she be able to stand tall against this unexpected challenge? As she prepared to lead her team into the next phase, one thought flashed through Olivia's mind. The real stakes were much higher than a simple competition. And as both teams stood poised to collide, she wondered, could they turn this moment into something truly transformative? What was about to unfold was more than just a showcase. It was a defining moment for all of them. The question lingered in the air. Would love and hope truly prevail over rivalry and ego? The energy in the air shifted as Jared's team surged forward, fueled by their leader's raw determination. Olivia could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her. She took a deep breath, nerves and excitement mixing into a potent cocktail of emotion. This was more than just a challenge against Jared. It was a chance to show everyone what they were really made of. "All right, Team Ginger," she shouted, rallying her group. "Let's take it to the next level. Show them what we've got." With that, they began their next act, forming a human chain, each member leaning on the others for support as they pretended to navigate a tightrope high above. Laughter swelled from the crowd, blending with the heartbeat of unity that Olivia had ignited. As Olivia balanced precariously on her friend's shoulders, she couldn't help but glance at Jared. His gaze burned into her, a mixture of envy and frustration flickering across his features. He had underestimated the connection they shared. He was too caught up in the competition to see the bigger picture, but Olivia was here to show him. "All right, let's spice this up." Olivia called out. Who here has a talent they want to share? Tom, ever the one to dive in headfirst, broke free from the chain. "I'll go first," he announced, spinning into an impromptu dance. The crowd cheered him on, their voices mixing into a warm wave of support. One by one, her teammates followed, each showcasing their unique skills juggling, singing, goofy impressions. Ginger, not to be outdone, scampered around, chasing her tail and drawing joyous laughter from everyone. It was the kind of laughter that rooted people together, a universal bond of joy. But Jared's crew wasn't going to sit back and let this moment slip away. As Olivia's team dazzled the crowd, he called out, "Enough of these games! We can show you real talent." Before Olivia could anticipate his move, Jared's team launched into a polished routine. Their flips and synchronized stunts were impressive, no doubt. For a moment, Olivia felt the crowd waver, caught between the glitz of Jared's show and the heart of her team's spirit. She quickly rallied her friends. "We need to show them why we're here. It's not just about the show, it's about connection, creativity, and heart." A hush fell over the audience as she shared her story how they had struggled before coming together. "It's about the moments we lift each other up, not just competing." Olivia's voice cracked slightly as emotions threatened to spill. "Look at us," she cried out, gesturing to Team Ginger. "We're not perfect, but we're real. We're here for each other." The crowd held its breath, gripped by the authenticity of her words. A few people started to clap, hesitant at first, but soon the applause grew, resonating with a thunderous echo that filled the air. Olivia's heart soared. But then Jared stepped forward, anger boiling beneath his polished exterior. "You think you can win with feelings alone?" he challenged, his voice reed with the growing applause surrounding Olivia. Olivia squared her shoulders. "It's not about winning, Jared. It's about the real impact we have on each other." The audience was hanging on every word. If this was a battle, she was ready to take a stand. She took a step towards Jared, her eyes locking onto his. "You could change this. You know, you could join us." For a fleeting moment, she thought she saw a flicker of uncertainty in Jared's eyes. But before she could decipher what it meant, he shook his head, his expression hardening. "Not a chance," he sneered. "This isn't over." As the tension coiled tighter, Olivia prepared for his next move. She felt her team rally behind her, the strength of their unity bolstering her resolve. Would Jared's stubbornness keep him in the shadows, blind to the light of connection? As both teams stood rooted in their grounds, the air thick with anticipation, Olivia knew she had to turn this moment into a powerful lesson. It wasn't just about winning. It was about something deeper, something that could change everything they thought they knew. But would Jared ever see that truth? The air crackled with tension as both teams stood their ground. Olivia could feel the weight of the stares from the audience, their expectations heavy in the atmosphere. It was a moment of reckoning, and she needed to act. "All right, Team Ginger," she called out, her voice steady and strong. "Let's show them what we're made of, not just in skill, but in heart." Ginger, her trusty pup, barked in agreement, almost sensing Olivia's resolve. The rest of Team Ginger nodded, a surge of determination igniting in their eyes. They had come so far. This wasn't just a performance. It was a testament to their friendship and the journey they'd shared. The members quickly huddled together, whispering ideas that sparked creativity. Tom, still buzzing from his dance earlier, suggested, "What if we do something that tells our story?" "Yes." Olivia grinned, not needing to think twice. "Let's create a skit that's all about our teamwork and growth." Moments later, they scattered, grabbing props from the nearby picnic tables. A beach ball A few hats and some colorful streamers found their way into Olivia's hands. The audience watched in curiosity. As the skit began, Olivia played the role of a new kid in town, nervous and uncertain. Team Ginger transformed into her welcoming friends, guiding her through laughter and support. Tom was the jokester, while Mia, with her melodious voice, sang lines of encouragement. One by one, they illustrated the ups and downs of friendship, each scene filled with laughter, real emotion, and connection. Suddenly, laughter erupted in the crowd. They were connecting, even more than before. Olivia felt warmth spreading through her chest. This wasn't just about performing. It was about sharing the truth of their journey, the struggles, the triumphs, and the unwavering support they provided each other. But as they reached the climax of the skit, Olivia spotted Jared's eyes narrowing, darkness lurking in his expression. He was examining every move they made, almost like he was looking for a flaw. Let's not forget the importance of the journey itself. Olivia shouted, "We grow through every stumble and fall. With a support system, each failure is just a step forward." With that, her team dove into a final routine of clumsy moves that ended in an exaggerated fall. The entire group collapsing into a heap of laughter. The crowd roared, their support lifting Olivia's spirit higher. As the final echoes of laughter dissipated, Olivia turned to Jared. He stood rigid, his mask of composure slipping, revealing the anger simmering just beneath the surface. Jared stepped forward, hands on his hips. "This is nonsense. You think you can win hearts with silly pranks? You're just stalling," he challenged, his voice laced with disdain. An unsettling silence followed. Olivia opened her mouth, ready to respond, but instead, she paused and saw something in Jared, a flicker of fear. Was he scared of losing? Scared of connection? "Maybe you don't understand, Jared," she ventured, taking a cautious step towards him. "This isn't about silly pranks or winning. It's about being there for each other, through everything." He eyed her suspiciously, unsure of how to counter the truth in her words. But the audience looked at him expectantly, waiting for his retort. She could feel how the room hung in a delicate balance, the energy charged with possibility. "Make a choice, Jared," Olivia said softly, her heart racing. "Stay alone or join us and experience what real connection feels like." A brief moment passed, where silence enveloped the crowd, and Olivia could almost hear the collective heartbeats, each wondering what would happen next. Jared's eyes flickered, revealing a hint of wavering. But just as quickly, he masked it, hardness returning to his demeanor. "No," he spat, with an edge that chilled the warmth Olivia had built. As the reality of rejection washed over Olivia, like cold water, she realized that the battle was far from over. She felt her heart ache, a deep disappointment mingling with the hope that had fueled her pursuit. Would Jared forever choose isolation over connection? The stakes were higher than ever. This moment could alter not just their competition, but everything going forward. Olivia aimed to show him there was so much more at stake than mere rivalry. But could she truly reach him before it was too late? The silence felt like a heavy blanket, suffocating and thick, draped over the vibrant atmosphere that had just moments ago been filled with laughter. Olivia's heart raced, echoing in her ears. She studied Jared, his expression hardening like stone. Ginger whimpered softly at Olivia's side, sensing her distress. Olivia knelt and ran her fingers through his fur, seeking solace in his simple companionship. Each gentle stroke reminded her of the bond they all shared. Did Jared not see that? Was he blind to the warmth, the laughter, the love? Really, Jared? Mia broke the silence. She stepped forward, her voice steady yet filled with concern. Is that all you see? Just a prank? It's so much more than that. Tom chimed in. You know, you're just missing the point here. We're all friends, and this is about showcasing our growth. We're showing that we can be goofy and still have each other's backs. The audience murmured, siding with Team Ginger. Olivia could feel it, the waves of support washing over her, urging her to stand firm. But Jared shrugged their words away, frustration contorting his face. Friends, you think that a joke plays like a friendship. This is competition. You think you can just waltz in and take the spotlight. His words cut deep. Olivia felt the sting of disbelief rise in her throat. We're not trying to take anything from you, Jared. We just want to show everyone that friendship is about embracing our flaws and lifting each other up through every challenge. A flicker of uncertainty danced momentarily in Jared's eyes, but he shrouded it quickly. The audience began to shift, any settling in their chests as the two groups stood at odds. The tension was a taut string ready to snap. Olivia took a deep breath, letting the words flow. Look, I know you see things differently, but it's not just about winning. Imagine what we could achieve together. This is a chance for us all to shine. Jared's jaw clenched. Olivia could see he was battling his own demons, wading through a whirlwind of emotions. But before he could answer, the crowd erupted into cheers for Team Ginger. It was a collective declaration, affirming their right to spread joy and camaraderie. With each cheer, the hope in Olivia's heart flickered for a moment. Would this spark something in Jared? Would he consider joining them instead of fighting them? Or maybe, Jared replied, his tone dripping with menace, you all just don't understand what it takes to be truly great. Olivia pushed back against the flood of disappointment. Do you understand how lonely greatness feels? Jared, what have you sacrificed to succeed? The challenge hung in the air like a dare. Uncertainty lingered in the crowd, faces painted with worry and anticipation. Jared glared at Olivia, and for an instant, she thought she saw something else in his eyes, a glimmer of doubt, a crack in his armor. Yeah, it's lonely, he muttered under his breath, barely audible above the murmurs. The words hit Olivia like a warm breeze, filled with potential. She knew they were teetering on the edge. One wrong move could push him further away, or one brave choice could bring them closer. Then don't be lonely, Jared, she urged, heart pounding. Take the leap. Join us. You could be a part of something bigger, something beautiful. It's not over yet. As she extended her hand, hoping he might take it, the crowd held its breath. Would Jared finally accept the invitation for connection? The moment stretched indefinitely, a decision that could change everything hanging in the balance. In the depths of uncertainties, Olivia's eyes locked onto Jared's for what felt like forever. The silence returned, yet it felt different now, charged with hope and possibility. What choice would he make? Would he step into the light with them, or would he retreat back into the shadows? Jared's eyes flickered, a turbulent mix of emotions swirling just beneath the surface. Olivia could almost see the gears turning in his mind. wrestling between pride and something deeper, perhaps loneliness. The crowd waited, a living entity, holding its breath in anticipation, hearts beating as one, amplifying the moment into something sacred. Olivia stood tall, offering a lifeline of understanding. It doesn't have to be this way. Jared, we can build something together. A flicker of doubt crossed Jared's face, then vanished as quickly as it came. He shook his head. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. But his voice trembled, revealing a vulnerability that contradicted his bravado. Maybe you do, Tom urged, stepping forward, his sincerity cutting through the tension. Greatness isn't about flying solo. It's about sharing the load. The murmurs from the crowd began to shift, echoing sentiments of unity. Join them, Jared. Someone called, their voice filled with warmth. You can still be great, just let us in. But Jared took a step back, looking lost. It's not that simple. He snapped, frustration bubbling. You all just don't get it. It's about being the best. No, it's about being the real you. Olivia shot back, her heart racing. You're not just a winner. You're more than that. One corner of Jared's mouth quirked in an almost imperceptible smile, but he quickly straightened, regaining his composure. He glanced at the brilliant bridge that Team Ginger had created, the camaraderie and heart they had poured into it. Visions of happy memories flickered before him, moments when laughter had wrapped around him just like now. But pride and fear wrestled fiercely, and he gritted his teeth. No, I won't give in. Give in. This is about coming together, Jared. Mia spoke, stepping forward with fire in her eyes. This isn't weakness. This is strength. It takes courage to share and to lean on others. The profound message seemed to ripple through the crowd, igniting sparks in their hearts. Olivia felt the air shift. Would this be the moment to break down the wall Jared had built around himself? He started, catching himself mid-word. For a heartbeat, everyone held their breath, desperately wishing for an answer. But then his gaze flicked away, plastering a mask over his doubts. You'll regret it, he shouted defiantly, retreating. I'll prove that I can win on my own. With a heavy heart, Olivia watched as he turned away, the crowd erupting into a blend of cheers and groans. They wanted to see him break the barriers, to join in the laughter and light that Team Ginger had radiated. Let him go, Olivia, Lucy said, squeezing her hand. We've done all we can. But Olivia could feel Jared's pain. He's confused. She whispered, yearning to reach out, to show him there was another way. He just needs to see it. As the showcase moved on, celebrating the creative feats of various teams, Ale decided to give a copy. There had to be something she could do. The sun began to set, spilling a warm, golden hue across the park. The festival had transformed into a focal point of joy and togetherness. Olivia turned to her team. Let's build an open showcase. Let's show him that he's welcome anytime. Her friends nodded, and together they began to arrange the bridge, the backdrop of their heartfelt connection. As people meandered, admiring their creation, the sun's warm rays glinted off the colorful decorations. It wasn't perfect, but it was sincere, a mosaic of stories tied together by love. Then, in the midst of laughter and excitement, Olivia spotted Jared lurking in the shadows beyond the crowd. He was watching, arms crossed. Something in his eyes, though, betrayed him curiosity. Just look at them, Jared. We're not just spirits of victory. We're a family. Olivia called, her voice cutting through laughter. Unexpectedly, he took a step closer but hesitated. The warmth of the moment seemed to call to him, igniting something dormant within. Come on. Lucy shouted, unable to contain her enthusiasm. We're building a legacy of friendship right here. As whispers of encouragement swept through the crowd, Jared's resolve began to crack, his armor slipping away. The air felt thick with hope. Could he really join them? With shaky hands, he reached out, testing the waters. Olivia held her breath, her heart racing. Would he overcome the wall he had built, filled with pride and fear? Jared approached, hesitancy visible in every cautious step. A calm washed over Olivia, bursting with a longing to help him understand. Jared, it's not too late, she offered, warmth reflected in her eyes. Your journey doesn't have to be walked alone. We are stronger together. You're not just about winning. You provide inspiration. His brow furrowed, uncertainty flickering in his chest. Maybe I am just afraid, he admitted quietly, the admission falling from his lips like a weight lifted. Then let us be your support, Mia intervened, hope in her tone. You've spent so long fighting against the world. Why not join us and create something new? Everyone fell silent. The sunset painted them in hues of gold and crimson, hope flickering like fireflies in the darkness. In that moment, Jared finally nodded, a crack in his facade shattering the worries he had clung to. Okay, he breathed, stepping fully into the light, joining Team Ginger. Cheers erupted, laughter resonated, the energy charging the air once more. They all embraced, welcoming him into the circle. All that fear, all that worry unraveled into bright, warmth, a collective exhale. As the evening unfolded, Olivia realized the true essence of transformation had taken place. The barriers faded, revealing the power of vulnerability and connection. Team Ginger had thrived, led by compassion, creativity, and love. And as night embraced the park, the stars sparkling above, Olivia's heart brimmed with joy. They had faced the trials, emerged stronger, united, and that light would carry forward. In the end, it wasn't about the competition, nor was it about proving who was better. It was about showing that love could conquer all fears. Together, they stepped forward, ready to transform not only their lives but their town, a bridge built of hearts, reaching toward boundless possibility. Now, as you embrace this inspiring story of transformation, remember love matters, connection thrives, and letting people in can lead to extraordinary change. So don't wait, not even one more second. Subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive stories filled with heart. Leave a like now to help fuel the algorithm. Every click counts and makes a difference. Comment down below with your reactions and feelings about this ending. Your voices matter. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation, because together we can create an amazing community. This is the moment to show your support, and only true fans understand the importance of lifting each other up.